One time for the birthday, bitch. Two time for the birthday, bitch. I'm recording this early, so it's not actually my birthday, but if you have not guessed by the title, by the day this comes out, December 6th, it is my birthday. Yes, your girl is getting older, okay? I am not a really big fan of birthdays, as a lot of people aren't. I just kind of get a sad girl vibe on my birthday. But this year I decided that I'm not going to be a sad girl. We're just going to enjoy life, celebrate life for what it is, celebrate the growth. This is my last year in my 20s, 29 years young. These are the years that I'm supposed to be naked, as Kylie Jenner once said. I feel like 20s are very weird in most cases because everyone's just at a different phase of life. You have the people that are still going out partying all the time, and then you have the people that are settled down with kids, married, picket fence type vibe, and then you have the people that are still in school, and it's you spend the whole decade really just trying to figure out your life, figure out friendships, figure out relationships. So much growth within these years. You just figure out who you are. So this episode I did want to do, since I am turning 29 today, the day that it comes out, December 6th. I did want to do 29 things that I have learned in my 20s while dating and in relationships and friendships even. Lesson number 1, do not expect people to show up for you the way that you show up for them. Okay, this is only going to lead to disappointment. You can't expect someone to be the same kind of person that you are. You have to accept them for where they are, and you cannot play tit for tat of, hey, I did this, so I expect you to also do this. You are just giving and letting it blossom, and then if they decide to give back, then great. And if they don't, we're not going to take it personally. Number 2, do not believe what they say unless their actions match their words. Unless they say they don't want a relationship and they are giving you relationship type treatment. Trust their words. Number 3, sometimes you have to be dragged through hell to appreciate the good guy or good girl. And as fucked up as that is, sometimes we just have to learn things the hard way. I have continuously fumbled the bag with good guys because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that type of love. I needed to find love within myself. Number 4, if they do not take accountability for their actions, you are never going to have a successful relationship. And if the person isn't self-aware enough to realize what they did wrong, leave them where they're at. Number 5, I had to learn this the hard way. Do not ditch every single one of your friends because you got into a relationship. I was in a couple of different relationships where I have lost all my friends and had to build their trust back. Hey, I fucked up. I'm so sorry. And I realized that I made a huge mistake. And hopefully your friends will take you back. If they do not, then you have to start from scratch. And it is just not worth losing yourself and the person that you were before meeting your significant other. It's not worth losing yourself. Number 6, this one was so big for me the last 2 years. Just because you had a connection and had a great first date, that does not make for a good relationship. That person could just be, the energy between you could be great, but that doesn't mean they're ready for a relationship. That doesn't mean that your values, it doesn't mean that your lives align. Just because you had a good first date, you have to want the same things. You have to be going in the same kind of direction. And if you're not, it's going to crumble. And you probably, if you allowed yourself to attach to that person too quickly, you're going to get hurt. Number 7, learn how to give yourself closure even if they did not give it to you. I feel like there was times throughout my 20s where I was begging that person to give me closure, but they either probably didn't want to hurt my feelings, didn't know what to say, didn't understand their own feelings. You have to be okay with accepting things for what they are at face value. If that person pushed you away, they're pushing you away for a reason. It is not meant to be. Let it go, release it. If it is meant for you, it will make its way into your life. You should not feel like you have to hold on to it so tightly. Number 8, no man is nicer than the man who has not yet slept with you. A man will say fucking anything to get in your pants if that's really what he wants, which is typically where most men's minds are at. They will say anything. They will make you feel like the queen that you are, whatever, in order to get what they want. Number 9, you will feel much more lonely being in a relationship that doesn't appreciate you than being single. And I wish I knew this while I was in my last relationship. It took me so long because I really didn't feel like at the time I deserved better or I could find better. You have to just not be in the mindset of I'm willing to settle because this is less lonely. Number 10, date with intention. Know exactly what you want and don't be afraid to say what you want. I feel like when you scare off people for saying what it is that you want, you're only scaring off the wrong people. You're not losing anyone of value to you because they don't want the same things as you. You're only scaring off the wrong people. Number 11, one excuse is fine. But if it becomes a trend, set them free. Because I was dating this guy that I've talked about on this podcast before, actually. And he made one excuse after the other. And the first excuse, he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was a mess up on my part, blah, blah, blah. I want to make it up to you. Never made it up to me. Never took accountability. And then I let it go. And then he kept on, oh my God, let me make it up to you. So we're trusting them the first time. If it becomes a continuous, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. You meant to. You're not sorry. I'm moving on. Number 12, an insecure man will do everything in his power to tear a woman down. You can smell the aroma of an insecure man from miles away. I swear to God, I know right away if you're insecure. It exudes off of your body. I know that whatever you are projecting on me says a lot more about what's going on inside of you. Let me tell you, if a man changes and gets comfortable after a few months of dating, we're scurrying out of there real quick. That man has felt like he has won you over. The key to a successful relationship is if the man constantly feels like he has to keep you in a constant state of dating. Number 14, see how they act in front of people that can do nothing for them. For instance, like the janitorial staff, the waiters, waitresses, busboys, whatever, anyone in the service industry. See how they treat these people. It says so much more about their character than you would think if you are paying attention. Number 15, this is something that I've learned really this year. You are not settling if that person does not check every single one of your boxes. People want perfection, and that's just never going to happen. No one is going to be the exact match that you had imagined. You have to be willing to sacrifice certain things on the list that maybe aren't as important for qualities that are actually meaningful and important. Number 16, if you do not ask, don't expect to have whatever you don't ask received, because men are not mind readers, women are not mind readers. If you don't ask for what you want, you're never gonna get that thing. 17, you can love someone and still leave them because it was the best choice for you. I feel like we get caught up in the, well, if we really loved each other, we can make it work, which, oh my God, that kept me in the wrong relationship for way too long. That was something that we would always tell each other when we were about to break up or getting back together. If we loved each other, we would make it work. No, because we do not have the same values. We do not have the same wants. We do not have the same life desires. So why, in what world would we make that work? Both of us would be sacrificing things that we don't want to sacrifice. Number 19, being ghosted is sometimes better than being led on, which leads me on to number 20. If someone rejects you, this has absolutely nothing to do with you. Do not take it personally, because that person probably either doesn't want the same things, maybe still caught up on their ex. There's so many different reasons, maybe just not interested. And if they're not interested, do you really want that person around you? I really hope not. Number 21. Can you do something for me? You are not asking for too much. You are just asking the wrong person. 22. People will only meet you as deeply as they have met themselves. Number 23. Set boundaries and stick to them. I am so serious when I say that I was afraid to set boundaries in the past because I felt like people would not respect them. I felt like maybe I was asking for too much. In reality, when you are setting boundaries with people, this lets them know, hey, I hold myself to a certain level. If you can't reach this level, then I don't need to deal with you. 24, you cannot expect people to see your worth. I used to think that like maybe if I went the extra mile, maybe if I showed them a little bit more investment on my end, that maybe they would get the hint and perhaps show a little bit more of themselves, be a little bit more vulnerable with me, maybe do a couple more things for me. But no, that is not how life works, unfortunately. You cannot expect someone to see your worth. Just because they don't see your worth, that does not make you unworthy. Number 25, I learned this in therapy when I went years ago. Do not allow yourself to get attached until you know that it is safe to do so. Number 26, having sex with a man will not keep him around. Oh my God, if I knew this. In my college days, women will choose the person that they want to hook up with. Men will choose the person that they want to date. 27, if they're into you, you will know. If they are not into you, you will be confused. If you are confused at all about where you stand, if they are giving you the hot and cold treatment, that is not your person. They do not like you all that much, because a person that is actually into you will show you with absolute certainty that they are into you. And trust who they are in the beginning. If they are giving you the bare minimum, that is not someone that is willing to invest in you. Trust who they show up as in the beginning, because it's not going to get any better. Number 28, never let a man tell you twice that he does not want you. The first time was enough. Number 29, this is so real, listen up. The last one that we have on the list is, you may think that you are emotionally available, but until you stop entertaining the people that are not emotionally available, you are not emotionally available. But that is it for this week's episode. I hope you guys had at least a couple takeaways from this video. My lessons, so you don't have to learn, though I feel like the best learning is learning the hard way sometimes. Take it or leave it. It is what it is. But I will say, as a birthday gift for me, if this brought you any value or just want to be a kind person, please hit that subscribe, hit a like, leave a comment if you would like, and, leave ratings if you are on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I would truly, truly appreciate it. That would be the best gift that you can give me. And I'll drop my Venmo below just in case you want to be friendly. Thank you guys, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. We have a very special guest coming up. Her dad is a therapist, and it is going to get real as fuck.